Now less than 100 days out from hosting the Republican National Convention. Today, media members from across the country participated in a walk through the facilities, including the Fiserv Forum, which will host the 4-day event in mid-July. Jason Zimmerman, among those who got a preview today. He's live in Milwaukee with more on that. Jason.
Bill, an estimated 50,000 people are expected to descend on Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention, and this includes a ton of media, both local and national. While we were not allowed to record any of the potential setup this afternoon, we did get a glimpse of the plans up close. The convention itself will occupy several buildings, including Fiserv Forum, UW-Milwaukee's Panther Arena, and the Baird Center. Plus, there's going to be a special delegate fest area outside where people will be served food and drinks. It's also a place where the media can conduct interviews. The area around will be part of a perimeter protected by the Secret Service. There's also talk of shuttle buses running from communities like Madison to relieve some of the traffic and parking issues. During a briefing today, Anne Hathaway took questions. She's the head of the convention's Committee on Arrangements.
This today is our final opportunity before July to showcase our plans for the convention and preview the facilities. You'll have a chance to see how we plan to transform the Baird Center, Panther Arena, and Fiserv Forum for a convention.
Meanwhile, Democrats are planning to hold their national convention in Chicago at the United Center. Today, they announced plans for a similar media walkthrough on May 22nd. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.